Hello and what's up everyone, welcome to another one of my beginner guide series for the Division 2 in 2024. We're nearing the end of this series now. I've got a few more videos to make. I'm just waiting for new content to drop to cover that for you. But whenever you're watching this video, if you need help with anything and you're a beginner to the game or a returning player, I have my beginners series linked down in the video description. Go and check it out. Today what I am covering is just a refresher on all of the secret bosses that you can spawn in the Division 2, as well as all the hidden secret loot rooms. When it comes to the secret loot rooms, I am only covering ones like this on screen now, where you have to perform some sort of mechanic to gain access. If it is as simple as shooting a padlock off of a door, I won't be including it, and I do think I cover everyone in the game in this video. Let me know if I miss anything down in the video comments. I am going to start with 3 secret bosses that you're able to spawn in the game. I am not going to be including the secret hunter encounters in this video because there's so many of them and they kind of tie in together, so I'm doing a completely separate video guide for them. Again, you can find that link down in that beginner's guide playlist if you need to go and check that out. But for this first boss I'm going to show you, this is, I believe, a little bit of a Metal Gear Solid Easter egg, and I'll explain as we get there. But you want to head to Manning National Zoo. You will reach the crocodile pit and you'll need to interact with this Echo. Once you interact with this, there'll be an encounter that you'll complete. And then after this crocodile pit and after that encounter, you're going to head on into this area here. And it seems very empty. There's not much going on at all. But from this location here, from where we come into the area, you will notice these beehives. There's quite a few scattered around the area, and the secret boss is tied to these. What you're going to do is shoot the beehives out, make sure you see the bees flying around and you know that you've done it correctly. And you're just going to do that at the location of all these beehives. You can see the location of this one on screen now. What I'm going to do is show you how to get to the next one from here and keep on showing you the map location of where they are as I go through them. So just follow my route, just shoot all the beehives and you'll be able to spawn this boss. With all beehives destroyed, you are now able to interact with this interaction here. You can't do this beforehand. You've got to do all those beehives. So once you've done that, activate this. Just note the last one that I've shown you. And this named enemy called the Agony will spawn in. They've got a few different attacks. They've got a rocket launcher. They'll also throw out a stinger hive at you, which is quite ironic with all the bees. And they obviously got a sledgehammer like any other sledgehammer dude like this. You can kill him to get some loot, but there's nothing special that drops. It's just a nice little secret boss that you can spawn in on Manning National Zoo. And here's why I think it's a Metal Gear Solid Easter egg. If we head over to their Metal Gear wiki, you can see there's a boss here that is called the Pain, which is quite similar to the Agony, right? And this boss was known as the Hornet Soldier. He could basically take control of insects, I believe. He had hornets that he could use against you, and it was pretty sick in that regard. This boss on the Division 2 resembles the Pain from Metal Gear Solid. The next two secret bosses are a little bit easier to spawn in, and we're going to start with one that is called Rattigan at the Coney Island Amusement Park. You need to progress through this mission until you come to the haunted house. You'll know you're here because you'll enter through this mouth of that big skull. This is where you can interact with some objects to make the Rattigan secret boss spawn in. Once you are inside the haunted house, you are free to just clear all of the area up to the end where you're meant to interact with the computer screen that has Aaron Keener on it, but don't interact. There are 4 rats inside this haunted house that you need to shoot in order to make the Rattigan boss spawn in. Here's a rat on screen now, and you'll see plenty of these with green eyes. These are not the ones. The 4 rats that you need to shoot will have red eyes, and I'll now show you from the entrance of the haunted house where these are positioned so that you can shoot them. With all 4 rats shot, you are free to interact with the laptop to spawn in the next set of enemies. On the final spawn, Rattigan will spawn in, providing you've shot all 4 of the red-eyed rats. Again, there's nothing special about this named enemy. It's just an additional named enemy that you can kill. It'll drop some normal loot for you like any other named enemy. But it's pretty cool, and it's the second secret boss you can find on the game. The final secret boss is probably the coolest, and it's at Ivy Tunnel Control Point where you want to find this. And if you enter through the entrance to the west side of it, like I'm going to now, I'll show you the exact route that you need to go in order to spawn this boss. You are looking for this diagram on the floor in the corner here, and you'll notice if you look closely that it's an animation of someone doing jumping jacks. So what you want to do is go to your emote menu like I am doing here, throw the jumping jacks emote on, and you just want to stand on this diagram and perform that emote. Once you do that, the secret boss will spawn in, and this boss acts like a hunter. He's as good as a hunter, and it's no other than Yannick. He's called Yannick the Beard, and I'm sure you recognize the name. Yannick has been working on the Division 1, the Division 2. He still works on the Division 2, and I'm sure he's going to be working on the Division 3 as well. He can be quite a tough encounter, even on normal difficulty. And if we take a close look up of him, he looks pretty good. He resembles quite well to the real life Yannick, and we've just gone and killed him. You can perform this boss fight, I believe, once every 24 hours if you want to. So now we have all the secret bosses out of the way, we're going to move on to secret loot rooms. These are rooms that contain loot that you need to perform actions in order to gain access to it. So hence secret. Now we're going to start a Viewpoint Museum. There's a few missions like this where depending on the mode you play will depend whether it's a secret. If you play Viewpoint Museum on any other difficulty, the room I'm about to show you will just always be open. So it's not really a secret, but when you first go through the game on story, it is a secret. And the room in question is this room here. You'll notice this door currently is locked, but there is loot behind it. You can see the interaction coming up there. And as you proceed just past this area, you're going to enter this big room here. We've got like a big globe in the middle. Once you clear out this area, just at the top from where you came in, if you head to the right, you will see this hole in the wall, and beyond that is a yellow junction box. If we shoot that, that is what opens this door. But again, this is only on story difficulty. You'll be able to head back to that door now, open it, and get inside. This door will be open on any other difficulty though, and the loot will just be there to grab. Next up, we have the secret loot room on Grand Washington Hotel. As soon as you go down into the first area, you'll have your second enemy encounter because you'll have one out on the street beforehand. But you just want to clear all of these enemies. And once the room is clear, before proceeding, just head to the right on this corridor and there'll be a dead body on the floor. You'll be able to interact with this body and it's going to drop you a key for Suite 3. You'll use this key later on to gain access to the loot room. You'll want to keep on progressing until you come up these stairs and come to this area here with the broken walls revealing some of the rooms. Just carry on through the corridor, killing all of the enemies. And then as you turn right, this is where Suite 3 is. There'll be a few more enemies to deal with. But with them gone, before you carry on, just interact with the keycard system here on Suite 3. The doors will open and there's some loot inside for you. Bank Headquarters is the next mission we're going to show you where a secret room is. Just progress through the mission until you reach the first named enemy called Rebound. Rebound is an enemy with a shield, he can't be missed, and just clear this area. With the area cleared, the path wants you to go straight to the elevators and go down them. But before you do that, just to the left of those is a secret panel switch here. You're able to open this panel and inside you're going to find a key. Just take this key card for the room later on. As you progress, you'll come up to this vault. It's just past this vault where the secret room is. So enter the code to gain access. And as the vault door opens, as soon as you head inside, just look to the left. And this is where the secret loot room is. With that card that you picked up earlier, you can use that card on this key card here. This will open these doors for you. You can go inside and grab all of the loot. American History Museum is next, and this one is a little bit more random. It's the same as some of the others I've just shown you, where you need to find a key, and this key is going to give you access to a room. The thing is, this key is going to drop randomly, and there's multiple locations that it can drop. So what you need to do is listen out for the sound that it'll give you. It will give you a sound of when like a loot item drops, and look at your radar. You'll see the yellow item on your radar when you are close to it. Once you've got that, try and search it out as the basement key, and with it in hand, you'll be able to access the basement later on. You'll know when you're at this area where the basement is because you're going to be dropping down through this elevator shaft. As you drop down twice before continuing on, just to the right of where you drop down is the basement, and this is what the key is going to open. So you'll be able to interact with that door as long as you got the key to collect your loot. Next, I am going to cover Lincoln Memorial, but I was in two minds about this because I believe absolutely everybody knows about these. And if you don't, you probably are a complete beginner to the game, so this one is for you guys. As you enter the main building and go through your first few areas, you're going to drop through this hatch here where there's some stairs going down. And now this is just the start of quite a lot of secret loot rooms, and they're very easy. You'll see a yellow junction box at the side of this one. You just shoot it, you get inside, you grab your loot. And then with that looted, if you just push forward beyond these next double doors, you'll go down some more stairs. And at the bottom of these stairs is another secret room. It's very easy to open again. You're just looking for the yellow junction box. The yellow junction box for this room is just here. With that junction box shot out, just spin around and the secret loot room is right where you came down at the bottom of the stairs. Continue on past this room through another set of double doors. There's going to be some more steps leading down and you're going to be on your way to your next encounter now. But there is one more secret room you can open before that encounter. Notice this yellow junction box just as you're coming down these stairs. Make sure you shoot that out. And before you go in through the next doors there to your encounter, there's this room here. So with that room done, you'll go into the next area, you'll kill a load of enemies, you'll come through another set of double doors and be in this area here with another secret room right in front of you. Just to the left is a junction box up there, you'll shoot that. This will open the door to get another room. And then the final room for you to find is in this area here. It's another area with an encounter though. So just enter this area and clear out all of the enemies. And then once all the enemies are dead, just down the stairs from where we came in, if we spin around, we'll see the secret room there. Just to the left of that is another yellow junction box that we can shoot. This will open the door, and this is the final secret room on Lincoln Memorial. Air and Space Museum is the next mission that we're going to cover, and this secret room is different depending on if you're playing the mission on non-invaded or invaded, so I will show you how to access the room playing both. It doesn't matter which version of the mission you are playing, in both versions you are looking for 3 balloons that you need to pop. This will unlock the secret room. And the first balloon for the non-invaded version of the mission is just in this garage area here, right at the start of the mission. With all the enemies clear, just hook round to the left and you'll see a yellow cross on the wall. This indicates where the balloon is. You'll see the balloon here in this crate. Just make sure you pop it. Now, if you're playing on invaded, that will be located a little bit differently, but very close by. Just continue on with the mission and go through the double doors in front. As you go through these double doors, this is where you're going to find the balloon if you're playing invaded. There'll be another yellow cross, which is here, and the balloon's just going to be inside this box that I'm aiming at now. Invaded or non-invaded, the second balloon will be found in the planetarium, just in different positions. So if you're playing non-invaded, here's the yellow cross. The balloon's just on the floor, so we're going to pop that. But if you're playing on invaded, you just need to push forward a little bit more through these doors here, and the balloon's going to be in the central location there where I am aiming. The final balloon will be after you have been in the Mars room. So once you've done Mars and you exit like I am now, if you are playing on invaded, the third and final balloon is going to be right at the top. Just clear out any enemies that are here. And what you're looking for is a balloon that is on one of these rockets. I think it's on the one I am aiming at now. That will be if the mission is invaded. But if the mission isn't invaded, like mine isn't now, the third balloon is in a different location. Just continue on and go down the stairs. I'm going to try and run straight to it now. Enemies will spawn in. But as you go down the stairs, you can jump over this yellow fabric here. And you're going to find the third balloon with the yellow cross just on the wall here. So look at the yellow cross and the balloon's just below it. As you shoot your third and final balloon, you'll get the message on screen saying to enter the secret room. And it's a pretty cool secret room. It's probably one of my favorites. You will have a diamond on screen pointing you towards it. The location of the secret room is exactly the same, no matter if you're playing on invaded or non-invaded. And you have this one loot item in here. Tidal Basin is up next, and there's a couple of secret rooms on this, one in which you need to do in order to start your Nemesis exotic project. So if you're after that, you're going to need to do this unless you just get someone to share it with you. The area that you want to reach is here, which is the comms area. You'll have to take out one of those yellow junction boxes to stop that turret. There'll be a few enemies in this location as well. But with everything clear, you can access a secret room here and also find a key. Just come to the right side of this building to see the yellow junction box and shoot that out, and then head inside. As you enter the area, you may notice that there's that like loot drop sound to suggest there's something to find in the area, and what that was the key upstairs. So come and get this key, which is the Black Tusk key card. You'll need that later for the other secret room. But the yellow junction box would have opened this door here, where you're going to find some extra loot and a Black Tusk box. Keep progressing through the mission at this point. There is another little secret room that's worth mentioning. You'll come up these steps here where you're then going to jump over this railing to get down to proceed. Before you do proceed though, head to the right after jumping down and you are going to notice this lock gate here. It's not difficult at all. You can see the yellow junction box right in front of you. Just shoot it, the door will open and you'll get yourself some loot. After that, you'll just want to keep on progressing until you reach this big Black Tusk hovercraft. As you enter towards the end of this room that we first go into, it's going to be the secret room that you can open using the key card that you got earlier. This room is just at the end of this room before you open the door to head back outside to go and approach the final boss. Just input the code to this door here. This is the key that you got. You won't be able to do this without that key from earlier, and there'll be loot inside this box. Now, if you've not done the Nemesis exotic project, there's going to be a sniper rifle that you get out of this, guaranteed. And what you need to do is dismantle that sniper rifle to start the Nemesis exotic quest line off. That's DC pretty much done now, but there are a few off-site missions to cover, and we're going to start with Coney Island Amusement Park. Very early on this mission, you'll enter this room here where you've got the whack-a-mole to the left and ducks right in front of you. Just equip a grenade. A concussion grenade works great, and you need to open this door that I just meleeed. There's some loot behind it, and to do that, there's just some hidden switches that are on these machines. So throw a grenade at the ducks like I do here, and then turn to the left and throw a grenade at the whack-a-mole. I don't think you're timed for this. As long as you grenade both of them, it should hit those hidden switches, and the door will just open. Inside, you're going to be able to pick up your loot. And while we're in this room, there's one more thing that's worth to point out. Just look up above, and you've got yourself a nice little Splinter Cell Easter egg. Next is everybody's favorite missions, the Pentagon and DARPA research labs. There are some secret rooms here, which is why we're here. So we're going to head to the Pentagon first, and you want to advance quite far into this mission to find the secret room. You will know when you're nerding the secret room on this mission because you'll be in this area here where there's a lot of office desks. So just clear out this area of enemies and you'll push forward to open the double doors at the end of the room. As you go through these double doors, you'll be in this corridor here with a big blast door in front of you. This is where the secret room is. It's very easy to miss, to be honest with you. Just look right here and you're able to interact with this door. Nothing special. There's no mechanics. I just think it's a bit secretive because it's just not pointed out. There's no idea that it's there. There's no clue. But there is some loot inside of here that you can grab before you continue. And with that done, we are then going to head to DARPA Research Labs. This secret room is right at the end before the final boss fight. You'll take an elevator with this bioreactor and your next objective will be to reach the helipad. And you might notice this room. Inside there's some loot inside, but we need to open it first. If we just jump through here and before climbing up the ladders, look to the right and we're going to see one of the junction boxes that you need to shoot in order to open the door. There's a second junction box though, so just head back to where that first junction box was. And from there, it's just straight in front of you, just left of the door you want to go through. You'll see it up on top there. Shoot the second junction box, you'll be able to input the code, the door will open, and you'll be able to grab your loot. There is one more main mission that I forgot about. It's Federal Emergency Bunker, but much like the Viewpoint Museum mission, I don't think a lot of people consider this as a secret room, because depending on the difficulty or the mode you play it on, invaded or non-invaded, this room is not secret. You want to progress through the mission until you climb up this ladder and enter this area here. There's a lot of enemies to take care of, and you just need to clear out the room. With the room clear, you must continue through these double doors into this corridor, and you'll notice a fire on the left. If you shoot that up top, it'll sprinkle some water. It'll get rid of the fire. You can open the door and grab your loot. That fire isn't always there though, so this door is going to be accessible without shooting that on other forms of this mission. And finally, to close off DC before we head to New York, there's a contaminated zone called the Ark in East Mall that also has a secret loot room. You'll get to a point on this contaminated zone when you enter through these double doors here. You'll have to go down these steps right in front of me. There's a lot of animal models on display here, and it's a collectible over to the left, which I'm just picking up here. Now, the secret room, I'll show you where it is now. In order to open it, you've basically just got to interact with all of the interactions that are in this room. This is the secret room that's going to open, and you've got to end on the alligator. So I'm now going to go round and just hit all these interactions, starting with this one. I'll end on the alligator, and you'll notice that a key drops behind me.
Friendly combatants nearby.
With that key, I am now able to go and open this door that I couldn't open previous. You'll notice it is now interactable. So just interact with the door. There'll be another door beyond that you can interact with again, and you'll find some loot in this secret loot room. DC is now done, and now it's time for New York. We're going to start with the Pathway Park mission. There are 2 secret rooms on this mission that you're able to gain access to. One requires a key, and you can get that as soon as you interact with this computer here. You must interact with it. You'll be able to see Kajika in front of you through the window if you have a look, and you'll have to go through these 2 double doors. It's quite hard to miss, but once you go through these 2 double doors, take an immediate left and jump over this toolbox here. There's a dead body on the ground that you can interact with, and this will drop you the Kajika key, so make sure you pick that up. Soon after picking up the Kajika key, you will go through a room with enemies, and you'll eventually come to these trains that you got to go through. You'll be forced to open this door. And as you drop into this area here, you'll find another secret loot room right in front of you. This train doesn't look much at first, but these doors can open, and you can see the loot there through the window. To get a hold of this loot, just back up a little bit, and you're looking for the yellow junction box that's on the roof of the train car. You can see it there. Just shoot the junction box, and this is going to open this door very slowly for you. You'll be able to walk through there and get your loot. And for the other secret loot room that requires Kajika's key, just finish off the mission, and to actually close off the mission, you need to head upstairs and interact with this laptop. This will finish the mission, but this is also where the secret room is. Just around the corner from the laptop, you'll be able to open this door with Kajika's key, and you'll be able to loot the room. The next mission in New York that we're going to cover is the Tombs. I said I wasn't going to cover padlock doors, but as we're here, I may as well. Just progress through the mission. You'll come to this part here where there's a couple of drones and a couple of enemies that you need to destroy, and you're going to enter this visitor's door. As you come through, you'll be in the visitor's room, and you'll notice that there's a hole in one of the glass windows. You can aim through this hole to shoot this padlock, and once you shot the padlock, you can just go around then, and you can go and open up that door they just shot the padlock off. You'll be able to open it here, and there is some loot inside for you to collect. You then want to progress through the mission until you reach this named enemy here called Judge. It's in the courtroom here. kill Judge and you know you're in the right area to find another secret key. It is actually just as you exit this area and follow your objective where you find that key. Just push forward and head downstairs, and your waypoint is going to want to take you down these elevator shafts. Don't do that though. In the clerk's office, there is another secret room where you can get to via shooting a padlock. So I'm just going to do that now. You shoot that padlock through the hole in the wall. You'll be able to go and open this door here to go and grab the loot out of this room. And with that loot collected, just head into the judge's chambers right next door to it and interact here on the table where the lamp is. This will give you the judge key. Continue on with your objective, and the very next room is an encounter with a lot of enemies. Just clear all of the enemies. And with them all gone, you want to enter the judge's room. And to do that, just head into the center here and interact with this computer. This is going to open the gates up there on the information desk. I'm not sure if you need the key for that or whether it's this door here that you open you need the key for. But either way, as long as you got judge's key, you can get in this room and you can collect your loot. Stranded Tanker is the next mission to be covered, and there's quite a few secret rooms on this mission as well. So I'm going to cover all of them for you. You'll want to progress through the majority of this mission, and you'll eventually come up to this area here where the baseball court is. Look up to the top left and you'll notice this junction box. Shoot that and that does open a door over there, but there's another part of the secret. You might notice this button. If we interact with this button, this is going to start off the baseball machine, and you got to shoot as many baseballs as you can. So have a weapon on that you feel comfortable with. You can miss a few, but if you miss too many, you're not going to be able to get the extra hidden room that is here. Just keep on shooting and hope that you hit as many balls as you need to. Once the machine stops as firing no more balls at you, head over to that door you opened, and this is part 1 of the secret room. You will find this loot here just by shooting the yellow junction box. But if you shoot enough baseballs coming out of the machine, just to the left of that is this room here. You'll be able to interact with the door and get some extra loot. If you don't shoot enough balls, this room will remain locked. Continue through the mission and you're going to be interacting with valves on doors and go through the tanker, and you'll come up to these ladders here that you need to climb down, and there's a big long corridor. Now the minimap kind of gives this secret room away. On it, it'll show you can keep on going further on the corridor, but to open the door at the end, you're looking for this yellow junction box about halfway down on the right. By shooting that, you're able to interact with this door at the end, and just inside here you're going to find some extra loot for you on the mission. Just after that last secret room, you'll climb up some ladders and enter this area here. Inside this area are 2 valves that are going to turn off that fire that's up there near that door. I'll show you the location of these valves now and show you what's inside that room.
I've got a visual on Conley again. She's moved to the upper deck. Looks like she's preparing for her last stand.
Typical extremist, doubling down on their own insanity.
With both valves interacted with, the fire will be gone. You'll be able to interact with the door, and inside is just another loot box for you. Next up is Wall Street, and there's quite a lot of secret loot on this to get a hold of, and I'll show you exactly where it is now. You want to head quite far into the mission to find your first secret room. It's going to be in this area here where there's like a disco going on. Just clear out all of the enemies. With all of the enemies clear, you are looking for a yellow junction box before you leave this area. And you just want to climb up to where the disco lights were, where the speakers are, and the yellow junction box you need to shoot is just up to the right near this sort of like throne. Just shoot that, and then you want to continue on with your mission just through this doorway here. And before you jump out of the window, there's going to be a door right in front of you that's going to be open. Just enter to grab your loot. Right at the end of the mission now, you're going to jump through this window and jump down, and you're going to notice the key that is inside this cage that is electrified. There's no way of getting that right now, and you might notice all this loot in this room behind you as well, with a yellow junction box. That key opens that room, so what we're going to do now is find out how to get a hold of this key that is guarded by electric, and to do that, you just want to go and finish the mission. With the mission finished and where you enter the final area, you're looking for 2 yellow junction boxes. One's up to the top left there that I just shot, and the second one is up to the top right. You can see it on that air duct in there if you just shoot the second one. With those both shot, you can head back to that electric room, and the cage is no longer going to be electrified. You'll be able to just open the gate and walk straight in. There's some loot there for you, and also Dragov's key. With the loot and the key collected, we can now get inside of this other room at the back here. So you'll use the key on that keypad in a moment, but first to shoot that yellow junction box you can see through the window. Use Dragov's key to input the code, and then there is one more junction box just inside behind the door. Once you've shot that, you can get access and grab all of this loot. This is not all though for Wall Street, because there's some more loot, and all it requires is that you go through to like the mission exit. Most people will fast travel away, right? So it's easily missed. But if you go through and follow the objective marker to leave the mission area, you will find some more loot along the way. And right at the end, you're going to exit into this area here. You'll notice that there's some loot up on top, but there's also a little hidden room as well. So you need to find a yellow junction box to open a gate. The gate is just to the right here with some loot inside. And if you just open this green container, this is where you're going to find a yellow junction box. Just shoot that. This will open this gate for you to get even more loot. And that's still not everything. There's one more piece of loot that you're not going to want to miss. There's this crate here on top of the crate that I'm opening now. But also there is a faction box as well. So before you fast travel away, just go even further out of the mission area. You'll see this statue here, and you'll find this faction box that you can open as long as you got a faction key. We now end on the final secret loot room on the game at Liberty Island. It's quite far into the mission, and you'll get to the cutscene with Kelso where the boat crashes into Liberty Island. As soon as you get off that boat, you'll see this tree. There's a bird's nest in the tree. If you shoot that, it drops a key, and it's the Black Tusk key card. Keep pushing forward here, and you'll have to enter these 2 double doors. And there's some interactables that you need to interact with. I'm pretty sure they have to be in order. And it starts with this one here. So we're going to touch that one there. And as we go around this room, there's another one here. There'll be a third one just after this, next to the big ear. Interact with that one. And there's a final one just after this as you head out into the next encounter. It's just here near this sort of big face. Once you've interacted with all of those and you've grabbed that key, the loot room is going to be accessible. It's probably best just to clear out the area first, which I've just done. And from that last interactable that we interacted with, just outside to the left is where you're going to input the key card. It's quite funny, really, because all the glass is smashed. We could have just climbed in, but that's not possible. You do need the key card. Just grab all of your loot inside here. And we've now finished off all of the secret loot rooms that I know of on the Division 2 main missions. There are probably loads more hidden loot rooms or hidden loot throughout the whole of the open world map, which I've not covered in this guide. I've just stuck to the main missions, and even then I probably missed something. So do comment down below in the video description if there's any cool loot rooms that you know of to help others that watch this video. But I do hope it's been helpful and that you've enjoyed it. Be sure to smash like on this video, hit subscribe for more content of mine. If you want some more beginner's guides for returning players or new players, it's linked in my beginner guide playlist of Division 2 2024 down in my video description, so go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until the next video, take care and peace out.